Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across this platform called Linda's TV show. If it is your first time and you like what we are doing here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. I want to appreciate you too for creating this wonderful platform we are using to pass information across to the members of the public. I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we react to all forms of videos. We do not and will not promote anything misleading information, hate speech, violent, or trying to instigate war. We are only here to inform, educate the members of the public because information they see.
Let me tell you, a lot of people thought that this is all about Christian genocide alone and so many things that we have been seeing and we have been saying right from time. But in Nigeria, it is beyond just Christian genocide. This is total Islamization of Nigeria. Now, they are going beyond Christians, okay? They are going beyond Christians and they are now targeting Africa traditional worshippers. So there are a lot of things that are going on in Nigeria, but you know, people don't want to concentrate in all these things. Like there is a woman, this woman that is wearing white at the corner there. I think she's the reason why a lot of people are just raising alarm. These people raised down her house, they burned her house, they threatened to kill her, and they are doing all sort of things against her. Do you know her crime? She is not a Muslim and she is living around people who are practicing Sharia. They are telling her, no, Allah is the only person we ought to worship in Nigeria. You don't have right of your own to worship any other god. Now, this lady is not a Christian, you know. She's they call them Isese. It's a Yoruba you know, traditional worshiping religion. So despite that people may not like the religion of that woman, that did not give anybody right to burn your house down because you are worshiping any other person, not the same God and that they are worshiping. Now everybody is raising alarm. I saw so many people posting it on Facebook, and a lot of people are reacting to it. Now this woman is raising alarm. I did not do anything. They are forcing me to convert to Islam. I can't convert to their own religion. They are trying to kill me because I failed to heed to their cry. They have been visiting her, telling her to convert. They see this woman as a powerful woman in the community, as a woman that is very peaceful, loving, and a lot of people like a powerful woman. So how can this kind of woman be powerful and she's not a Muslim? Do you see the kind of mentality? Look at how they surrounded this lady. They surrounded her. They burned her house. Now, for you to understand the level of, you know, this Islamization of Nigeria, there is no security operative that is going to arrest these people. I mean, no security operative at all. Nobody is going to arrest them. Why did you burn this woman houses down? This is just, you know, insane. Now, the woman was, you know, crying out loud here. A lot of people, this woman is raising and she's complaining. Now, this is so disheartening. I personally, I am feeling bad for this woman, not because they burned down her house, not because these people are threatening to kill her. That is not the reason why I am feeling so heartbroken about this woman. But I am feeling bad because this woman is not going to get justice. This woman is not going to get justice. Imagine, as you are just staying in your house, people like this surrounded you. The woman is the person wearing white there, as you can see at the corner, opposite the man wearing white. You can see the woman at the corner there. So they surrounded her. Imagine you being in your house. People just surrounded you because you are not worshiping the God they are worshiping. Now, how did we get here? Okay. How did we get here? Everything started when they started registering Nigeria into Islamic corporations, Islamic international bodies, and a lot of people were saying it doesn't matter. Oh, forget, it's just Nigeria belonging to international. But the people who were doing this, they have the agenda. They know the reason why they are doing it. They understand where Nigeria is going. They have another plan. Why they are doing it, they are calling one Nigeria. No, Nigeria have to remain one. Nigeria have to remain one. Why? Because they understand that if partition happens to Nigeria, their agenda will not work out again. Who are you going to Islamize again? Who are you going to convert? Who are you going to conquer? Do you get it? So I really want people to understand that this woman, despite her religion, despite she don't belong to the majority, like Christians, Christianity is totally, let me say, one of the most populated religion in Nigeria, one of the religion with most population. Despite the religion she belong, that they are not many. That is why people are not speaking forth. I want to let you know that what happened to this woman is being targeted to everybody. Now, these people graduated from registering Nigeria into the international Islamic body. They started using extremists like Boko Haram terrorists to start chasing Christians, bombing churches. Now, they were very good minds Muslims who were saying at that time, do not chase Christians, do not kill Christians, do not kill people you call unbelievers. That is not what we are supposed to do. You know what happened? If any imam preach such thing, they will go to his mosque, they will bomb the mosque. You are a Muslim, you stand against these people, they will kill you. And the narrative now is that they are killing everybody. Why are they killing everybody? No, why are they killing everybody? That is the narrative. They are killing everybody. You speak against them, they kill you. In Sokoto State, I have two messages of two places they bomb. What is this man saying? All these bandits, you have to bring them to justice. In Zamfara State, the mosque they bomb. The man said, why are you making peace deal with Bendo Tuji? Bendo Tuji supposed to face, his crime. He's supposed to bring him to justice, not negotiating with him. Bello Tuji sent his boys to go and bomb the mosque. Why must you preach against what we are using to advance Islam? What we are using to advance Sharia? This is the kind of mentality these terrorists have. And look at what we have today. Surrounding a woman, a helpless woman. Nobody is there to help her. Burn her house down. And nobody's talking. The law enforcement agencies are not talking. Now, for you to understand that these people have infiltrated the armed forces in the government, if it is one person among them there, that people surrounded, maybe Christians surrounded him, or the religion that this woman is practicing surrounded these people, you know what these people are going to do? They will call police. You will see the military might. You will see the military force. Even some people, some terrorists, you kill them, and maybe the military will just come and tell you, why did you kill them? You say they are terrorists, so they came to kill you. They will just open fire on you if care is not taken. I'm saying it because we have instances, we have proofs of the cases that we have seen. So even fighting the terrorists, you are not even free fighting the terrorists. Up till now, Sunday Jackson have not been released despite him freedom, despite America pressure. Sunday Jackson, who overpowered someone who came to kill him, he was sentenced to death. But look at how they surrounded this woman because she refused that she's not going to join their religion. So these people have graduated from all this using principles of infiltration, principles of peace deal, principles of peace deal. Infiltration also contains giving people money, sending them to Saudi Arabia, giving people money, converting them, like what they are doing in Southeast now. Most of people I've talked to in the Southeast, despite they have not totally claimed that they were paid to be converted to Islam, but I am a kind of person that understands psychology very well. So I talk to them. I understand that there are some incentives why they are accepting this religion. I spoke to people in Abakaliki. I spoke with people in Enugu State. Like, I just want to know, you are now a Muslim. What is your idea about Sharia? What is your idea about this religion? What motivated you into this religion? See, I am not against this religion. I am not against any kind of religion at all, but I'm against using what you believe against others. Why must you use what you believe against others? That is where the problem comes. No matter the kind of religion, why are you using your religion against others? You do not want others to worship the kind of God they want to worship. You do not want, people around you to feel safe. You do not want people to practice what they believe in. You say Sharia is only for Muslims, but Christians are being killed for blasphemy. And if you talk, people say, oh, forget about it. This one, this one, this. How many years can we continue like this? Like, for how long this thing will continue like this? You saying, oh, let's forget about this. What is your solution? What is your map out plan to stopping this? You don't have plan. You don't have plan to stop this. And you are saying, oh, this thing is going to end. We'll cross them. What is your plan? They are advancing and you are speaking grammar. These people are advancing, you are speaking English. These people are advancing. You are just focusing on a dash hope that maybe tomorrow someone will become another president of Nigeria. They will stop it. Remember during Obasanjo, people said the next administration will be better. During Yaradua and Jonathan, people felt that, oh, there is hope. After the end of the Jonathan administration, it was hell. Everybody was saying, you are the worst. Go, let Buhari comes in. Buhari comes in. That one, number one, is Islamization master. Started importing people, doing all sort of things. They say, oh, let Buhari go. Tinubu has changed Lagos before. Tinubu will change Nigeria. This is the Tinubu. And at this moment, people are still saying, no, and then someone else come. Like, why are we people like this? This is a system. These people have a system in place. No matter who comes into that seat, this is just a system. So anything you are thinking, whatever you are saying, doesn't concern them. I understand that time Jonathan was so frustrated, including this Reno Mokri. He grew white hair under Jonathan because of what they saw. Jonathan was giving orders to military men. They refused to obey Jonathan after Jonathan was forced to remove Ihejreka. People forget so soon. People forget history so soon. Like, they don't understand this country at all. Jonathan had to start moving from Abuja, going to Borno State, to the war front to see, why are you people not working? I gave orders yesterday. I asked Air Force to support you people. Why did Air Force not move? Buhari and Rebadu and all these people and Tinubu, they had to travel to go and meet Joe Biden. Tell Jonathan not to use the weapon against Boko Haram because Boko Haram is not terrorist. Now, this is where we are. This is where we are today. You see, everything happening today, we saw it coming. And as I'm still telling you things today, people will doubt it. That is for sure. You're entitled to your own opinion. I'm responsible for what I'm saying. And I actually know what I'm talking about. So you can also doubt what I'm saying now, but you cannot doubt it tomorrow. You can't doubt it next year. You can't doubt it in 2030. You can't doubt it forever. You can doubt it for now. That this country, if there is no partitioning, I give you just 1 year to next 2 years with the plan these people have. Everywhere will be infiltrated. The rate at which Enugu State are back in the key, the way people are, I'm not against people converting to Islam, don't get me wrong. The way people are converting, like the way things are, in Enugu State now, they said they need deputy governor. I'm not against it though. They said they need deputy governor to to the executive governor of Enugu State because they have 30% of population in Enugu State. No problem. Is that a problem? But the problem will start coming when they will force you to believe in their religion, just like what they are doing to this woman, just like the burning of churches, just like the burning of mosques, of people who are saying no, don't make peace with terrorists. They burn their mosques. So how can I don't just get this. I don't just get this. I'm still waiting for police report. I'm still waiting for the government of Kwara State to talk. They are intimidating these people too much. The whole Yoruba speaking part of Kogi State is gone. Kogi West, all those areas, Yoruba speaking area, it is gone. They have taken over everywhere. In Kwara State, it is gone. Kwara State has been a battlefield right from time. During the time of OPC wanted to stand against all these things, but they were able to infiltrate and command Obasanjo to tell soldiers to open fire on OPC people. OPC wanted to solve all these problems, just like what they did in the Southeast when IPOB rose up. Now, I am going to tell you this, whether you believe me or you don't believe me, there is no government in Nigeria that will be able to solve this. This is a global problem. It's not a local problem. A local problem can be solved by a local politician or your president. This is an international problem. It's a global problem. Nigeria, as a system, as a government, cannot solve it. Why? Because even people in government, they are responsible for so many things going on there. They are responsible. Is it not this Kwara State military arrested 4 guys who were carrying AK-47? The soldiers called them terrorists. The following day, we got information that the office of the Nuhu Ribadu, National Security Advisor, gave them the gun. Up till today, even Ribadu don't have the right to carry gun. He gave people who don't have the license of AK-47, there is no law backing them up. He armed them with AK-47. They were arrested. Up till today, the case died. He said Kwara State. He said Kwara State. Nobody is talking about all these things. They want you to forget about these things. They want to let you know that these things are not important. They want you to don't just talk about all this. Don't forget about people that are in IDP camp. In Nigeria, over 4.2 million people are in IDP camps nationwide, both Christians and Muslims and traditional people, everybody. 4.2 million in IDP camp. What are they doing in IDP camp? People in Taraba State, they want to go back to their homes. They were going back, ISWAP or ISWAP. Open fire on them. Why are you killing people that are going to their ancestral homes, living IDP camps? They said they did not convert to Islam. All these things, nobody talks about them. I mean, nobody talks about them. And nobody is willing to talk about all these things. In Oyo State, forest guard, these people, they just enter Oyo State, they went straight to the forest, they saw forest guard, they opened fire on them. Yesterday, Makinde was lamenting. Makinde was lamenting. He's saying that bandits kill for his forest guards. It's not bandit, this is ISIS. It was ISWAP who were affiliated to ISIS. You understand? We track their movement. See, Oyo State there is not their destination. These people will be infiltrating this down to Ogun State. Down to Ogun State. Do you forget about the Boko Haram members they arrested in Lagos State last month? That DSS arrested. So these people have strategically positioned everywhere. So no matter what you are trying to do, these people have, infiltrated everywhere. Now, this problem we are having in Africa generally, including Nigeria, it started from Berlin Conference. If you fail to understand the problem, it is difficult for you to proffer solution. Before you can proffer solution, before you can understand the solution you need about anything, you've got to understand the problem. What is the problem? What is the problem? Is it politics? Is it leadership? The problem of Africa and Nigeria has nothing to do with leadership. Africa has been administrating themselves before Europeans came. before they had Berlin Conference. Berlin Conference was where they shared the meat. Africa was like a meat. Some people took the head, some people took the leg, some people took the tail, some people took the intestine. They shared Africa like a meat. Belgium came to, Congo. They killed so many people. The England came to Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and some countries. The Portuguese came. The French did the wars. They came. They did all sort of things. And after that, Britain is saying that we don't have much resources at that time to control people differently. You know what we are going to do? Let us amalgamate these people so that we'll have one colony here. We can administrate all these people. They don't refer us to human beings then. We can administrate all these people once. That was the essence, part of the essence of amalgamation. Part of the essence of amalgamation. To easily rule them. To easily control them. And it was a psychological calculation. Knowing fully well that these people do not cohabit. It's not one school of thought. It's not one religion. It's not one belief. It's not the same. Like, they brought them together. They understand that there will be crisis ahead. That is what Berlin Conference caused. So anybody who is going to talk about solution to what is going on in Nigeria must be able to go back to Berlin Conference. Go back to amalgamation of Nigeria. And most of the time, when we talk about these things, people say, what about the Christians in the north? What about the Christians in the north? Why is it that the Christians in the north, if you share Nigeria, don't you know that they are going to suffer? Don't you know that? Of course, I am not throwing away what people are saying. But you know what? I used to give people example. I said, if you have a yam, there is an infection that used to enter yam, it will become brown. Okay, if you have yam that is pointed, okay, it's an infection. There is a pest. So when it enters the yam, it will start eating the yam. It will start destroying the tuber of yam. So if you fail to cut out those parts that are already brown mixed with white, you say no, because there are still good ones there. Let me not cut it. Let me be managing it. Give the yam like 2 weeks to 1 month. The whole yam will become brownish and you can't eat it again. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, as many that are not understanding the essence, the importance of bringing Nigeria into different places, you are deceiving yourself. I understand the power of money. I understand the power of politics. People can't just leave that money they are looting from the election, from their administration. Nobody's asking them. They have the power. They have the judiciary. They have the police. Just like what is going on in River State right now. Wike don't want to leave River State because of the resources. He want to control. He want to dominate. He want to copy what Tinubu did. But for me, the reason why I don't talk too much on politics again, because I understand that the solution to the current problem is not in politics. It's not in regime change. If I say this, people fail to understand this. At least I have participated in election close to 2 decades now in Nigeria. I have participated in active politics close to 2 decades in Nigeria. I understand this. Elections are full of dash hope. I'm not saying you should not go and vote, okay? Elections are full of dash hope. They will tell you that 2027, we are ready. Everything will happen. We did that in 2023. We did that in 2019 after Buhari failed. They did that to Goodluck Jonathan. They did that to Obasanjo. So what changed? Fellow Muslims are they claim, because all these extremists claims they are Muslim. They are fellow Muslims. If they tell them, don't do this, they'll kill them. They are stopping the expansion of Islam. They claim it. They claim it. Now, I want to revisit some videos so that so many people will understand what I'm saying. Okay, let's take a look at this video.
And one of the records in particular that stands out the most is like Collateral Damage off the project. Why do you think that song has resonated so much?
It's the reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reality hits you so hard in the chest that you have to lose your breath.
What's the reality for people that don't know for that song? Like, why did you? What's the message behind that song?
The message is, the song is called Collateral Damage, and why it's called Collateral Damage is because we, as not just Nigerians, as Africans, that's the citizens, not the powers that be, we are all collateral damage. Even the powers that be are collateral damage, but now they become the powers that be, and now they're
Right.
Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, whatever, let's even start from the name of your country or your whatever. It's not a name that was given by your ancestors.
Right.
Do you understand? Somebody came from somewhere and told you that you are this, and then now that's who you are.
Right.
Do you understand? So now you're collateral damage because their reason for naming you that and their reason for even coming in the first place had nothing to do with your best interest.
Right.
Do you understand? So now we're in a situation where it's like we were almost unwanted in our own place. So now it's a lot of fixing to do, because it's like, it's like if you're frying an egg,
Yeah.
then the shell is going to be collateral damage.
Right. It's part of it.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because it's the one that's going to be broken and thrown away. And that's kind of what the ordinary African man is in this day and age.
It seems like you stick up for the African man too, because I saw a couple weeks ago there was a situation in South Africa, and
All right. This is just a very simple something to understand. You know, it's a very, I think this video is about 2 years ago. You know, Burna Boy was granting an interview. You know, they were asking him about his new song. So he was trying to tell people that, look at the people who amalgamated Nigeria and gave Nigeria this name is not for our interest. We are just collateral damage. And he was giving an example. If you want to fry egg, then you will crack the egg, take away the yolk and the content inside. That the shell that you are just going to throw away is the collateral damage. So, like, when you come and think about where you are now as a nation, as a country, because it's not a nation, okay? As a country, think about it. The citizens, what are you benefiting from the government? Now, Tinubu is taxing you, and a lot of intellectuals, let me put it in that way. I will not say pseudo intellectuals in this case. A lot of intellectuals, professors who are in Nigeria, nobody is telling you people that taxation is a social contract. Let me explain. Tax is a social contract. The government provides security for you to do business and everything. If anything happens to you security-wise, government will be responsible. They provide for you good roads. They provide for you electricity, social security, and everything. In return, you are doing business, you've got to pay your tax. It's a social contract. But listen, Nigerians are being taxed. No security, no light, no road, nothing whatsoever, but they are being taxed. But they can't complain, you understand? They can't complain because the people who are supposed to complain have been bribed. Nigeria have so much money that they can bribe anybody. The money there is too much. Like they can bribe anybody. They can bribe everybody. Like, I don't just understand. They can bribe everybody. So that is what Burna Boy was trying to say, that this is just a collateral damage. It's a collateral damage. Now, there are some videos I still want to explain to you. Okay, you have seen the video of T.Y. Danjuma before, you know, when he said that the armed forces are colluding with these people to commit ethnic cleansing and so on and so forth. A lot of people have seen the video, they do not understand it. But one thing is sure, okay? One thing is sure. But I want you to take a look at this video. We are revisiting some things because of what I'm explaining to you. Okay, stay with me.
I need to take you up on that.
Let me give you a perspective.
Yes.
The state government or the governors can actually give lands for ranches, but is the federal government also concerned about the kind of consultations that may have gone on between the state government and the people living in those communities who have ancestral attachment to those plot of lands?
Ancestral attachment, you can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again? Ancestral attachment, you can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again? The National Economic Council that recommended ranching went around those states. It didn't just legislate it, there were consultations. So, if a state does not have land genuinely, it's understood. Not every state will have ranches. You don't have to have ranches in 36 states. So, if there's no land genuinely, fine. But where you have land and you can do something, please do for peace. What will the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day? What will the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day? What will the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day?
Now,
So,
talk again, going back to ranching and cattle colonies, we know that still going back to international conversations, the United Kingdom and even the World Bank have come out to say that Nigerian government has not yet asked for support from the Commonwealth nations, and that if they did, there are a litany of investments and ideas and people who could actually help in this area of solving the issue of ranching or cattle colonies, and they would do it, willingly, to see that the violence abates. But then, how do we?
All right. Before I start explaining things to you, I just saw some messages that the link I dropped there for people to join is not working. So I'm dropping another link there. Okay. I'm just dropping a new link, and I'm replacing it with the one I pinned before. So you can use the link I'm dropping right now to join. Okay. All right. Let me explain what Mr. Femi was saying. Mr. Femi is not a bad person, but he was serving under authority that was commanding him on what to do. One of the appointments, even though I am in a good country, even though tomorrow things change, I can never, it will be very difficult for me to become an SA media spokesperson. You know why? You will sack me. Before I will work with you for 2 weeks, you will sack me. Because I am not going to come out to tell people that this, that, like, try to lie to the people. Knowing the truth, I'll just come out to tell people what is not truth, and so on and so forth. I will not do that. So Femi Adesina was telling the people, you've got to, choose between your life and your land. I mean, this is nonsense. And nobody reacted. There was no revolution. Nobody was, protesting. The president sent his aide to tell the people, you've got to release your land or you die. You've got to release your land or you die. And he said, is it not people who are alive that talks about land? And people think that what he said is a joke. And that was how you started seeing all those nonsense things that people were saying. And that is where we get to where we are today. But it's a very sad thing to know. So without wasting time, let's start bringing guests, because I've talked enough, so that people will share with us what they think about this ugly developing situation. Okay, stay with me. Mr. Hadnot, let us start from you. You're welcome. Try to unmute yourself. Good evening.
Yeah, Matthew Kocha, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I hope you can hear me as well.
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. You see, these people have graduated to another level that I called Islamization 102. We've dealt with Islamization 101, where I discussed the principles of infiltration, Ahuda Biya, that is peace deal, and so on and so forth, and Takeya, the principles of deception. Now, they have graduated to forceful conversion, burning down people's houses if you fail to convert to their religion. Like, this is happening before us, and people don't want us to talk about this. People don't want us to say that Nigeria got to divide, like, we've got to divide this nation. Like, partition must take place. People don't want us to talk about it, but they keep on killing our people. They keep on leaving our people in the IDP camps. As I speak to you, the statistics we have from across the nation, they are 4.2 million. This is half of the population of Israel, half of the population of Libya are in the IDP camps, and everybody goes to church, everybody goes to mosque, everybody are preparing for 2027. Like, this thing, I'm just confused. Like, what kind of human beings are we? Hadnot, what do you think about all these things?
Okay, Mazi, so for me, okay, let me start this. My school of thought, I'm for balkanization of Nigeria. And, from the one, when I started calling into your program, I always say that is the, that would be the beginning. I'm not saying it's the solution, but that would be a beginning, a serious first step towards solving the problem. It's not just Nigeria, it's actually Black Africa. I think, I will still answer the questions you asked, on Islamization and all those things. But I think one of the things you might do that will be very, very impactful to Africans, I think, well, maybe to run a stream someday, let people really call in and let us really discuss and see those people, what are the factors why these boundaries that were created in Berlin, why is it that the Europeans were able to sit down around the table? Because remember that one of the reasons why they did this thing was they wanted to prevent any occurrences that will lead them to fight themselves over resources in Africa. There's so many reasons why they did it, but one of the reasons really why they had to say, okay, let's sit down and divide these things so that we don't end up going to war over Africa. So that we say, everybody, this is your own part, this is your own part. Now, it's more complicated than that, because as they were doing it, there were also, there are other factors. They were making sure that these certain tribes were split, so there are so many things that were involved. But why is it that this thing that these men did 2 centuries ago, why is that problem still lingering on up to today? And we have millions of Black Africans who have studied the whole thing, understand the implications, the nature, intellectuals, PhD, and all that. And then, why is it that we cannot renegotiate or shackle ourselves? Why is it that we cannot do something? Forget up. I know people will always come and say, the white man, European, neo-colonization, but we cannot be blaming, we can't keep blaming them. Why is it that we, as Black people, why is it that we cannot do something so that we can renegotiate this thing and so that we can start living like human beings? Why we still have time? Because while we are wasting this time, things are getting worse and worse. So I think that one day you should maybe devote a program so that people, let people just come in and let's discuss it. Those people, let's say that let us maintain the status quo. It's obvious now that this thing doesn't work. So anybody will say maintain the status quo somehow, the argument will fall apart. So, but those people, let us say, why is it that we cannot undo this thing? And let us keep sentiment apart. Forget your tribe. Let us behave like human beings for once and think. I think you should devote a program to that. That would be very, very helpful. I know that is not a very, because of the way our people are. It's not, a lot of people want to shy away from that. But I think if you're able to do it, Now, coming to what you're saying about the Islamization, and so what are you going to do? So, see, the thing is, so what are you going to do? Nigeria, these people have their agenda. What is your own agenda? Remember, I always told you then, I always say, what is our own ideology? These people have their own ideology, and their ideology is to spread Islam until it gets to the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
They have support from the whole Islamic world, you know.
Yeah, you said no more problem.
Good. Now, so no, but Mazi, you're calling it a problem. So, but why you don't stop looking at it as a problem and just look at it? This is their own ideology. This is what they want. See, Mazi, from billions of, as long as man has existed, he has always tried to impose his ideology on others. The only time you can live in peace is if you're alone and there's nobody around you. But as long as there's somebody around you and there's some kingdom, empire, it's not. If you're thinking at it, if you're looking at it as a problem, then that's where you're getting it wrong. But if you're looking at it, that's the nature of mankind to spread their ideology. Because see, the truth is, you can't have two opposing ideologies living next to for a long time. You can try for maybe some decades, but eventually one of it will collapse to the other one. Why? Because these things are what actually guide you, just your essence as a human being. Is the ideology that says, is this thing right or wrong? Your moral compass. What age should you get married? How many men or women can you get married to? What kind of education is allowed? And that is what is the essence of mankind. You understand? So it's what people deciding want for themselves, is how they think, and they will always push for that ideology.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I know you spoke the mind of so many people. We've got to, define our ideology and also let people know where we stand, because this is opposing ideology, just as you said, and it cannot work together for a very long time. Thank you so much, Mr. Hadnot. All right. Let us bring in Mr. Wimbu. Mr. Wimbu, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. Good evening to you. Please forgive me. Where I am is very, very noisy. I'm on the road, so I just want to,
no problem. We
if
can
you
hear
hear any noise, if you hear any car noise or train passing, please bear with me.
No problem about that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. As you can see, I am in I'm in the village. I'm very close to my farm. So a village which is about close to 9 to 10, 12 hours drive from Accra. That's where I am now. I'm very close to my farm. Yeah, if you look around, this place is village. Just village. It's a village, but you can see light everywhere. So that's all right.
Yeah. Let us,
the only thing
we want to hear from you about what we have been discussing. Tell us what you think about it.
You see, my stance on Nigerian Islamization has never changed, and it won't change. I'm telling you the truth. For some of us that have lived in the north, okay, will tell you that it can never change. The ideology of these people I don't want to go into other things. Let me just concentrate on this Islamization. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking about this Islamization, people were thinking that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just a fool. That is what they thought. But they forgot that in the 70s, Gowon, who is a Christian, an Angas man from Jos Plateau, took Nigeria to what we call observatory position in the Organization of Islamic Congress, 1970s. I think this should be around 74 or 75. You can fact check that. I think in 1985, Ibrahim Babangida was the person that officially took Nigeria. And today, Nigeria is a member of the Organization of Islamic Congress. Where were the Christians when these things were going on? Where were the secularism of Nigeria that people are preaching today when these things were going on? Don't you know that when you attest or sign into a convention, you are part of it, and all the tenets derived from that convention that you sign is binding on you? Where were our people when we were in the military? Those of us who were the junior officers, we do not have the authority to do or change anything in the hierarchy of the military command. Those that were saddled with the responsibility and decision making in the military were mainly from the northern part of Nigeria. The southerners cannot even speak. When you speak, you don't even have authority. Your words doesn't have any authority. Islamization of Nigeria has been there from Osman Danfodio. When Osman Danfodio died, his generations unborn and those that are coming now are carrying it out. You have been playing Olawumi's video. That is it Navy Commodore? You've been playing. It will take them, even if America begin to bomb them, send ballistic missiles, precision or supersonic, they will recoil. Once they recoil, after some time, they will still come on. See, the only solution for Nigeria to get away, let me say southwest, south, if there is anything like south, and southeast, to get away from these people is to go the way of Yugoslavia. I told you here before, the Bosnian Serbs are Islam. They are Muslim-dominated area in former Yugoslavian Republic. They are the Muslims. Immediately, the communist system failed in those areas, Eastern Europe. Then the Bosnians tried to take over the rest of the Yugoslavia, which they tried. Then people started crying, especially the Chinese, the Croatians, the Slovenians, the North Macedonians. They started crying. The United Nations had their cry, and they sent the United Nations Peace Protection Force in Yugoslavia, and they paved way for these people now to break away into 7 countries. Today, you cannot see the influence of Islamic tendencies or tenets or application of Islamic laws in Croatia, North Macedonia, Slovenia, and the rest of them. That is the only thing that is going to save Nigeria. If not, no matter how long we cry about it, these people are bound to do it. And remember that you have serious countries that have that are wealthy countries like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Iran, Syria, all of them, even including Egypt. They are all wanting to see Nigeria Islamized. So they will fund it. Remember, I told you, the former Zamfara state governor, Ahmed Yerima, when in 2000, I was still serving as at that time, January 2000, when he introduced Sharia in the north. Go and check the people that were responsible for the funding and sending of so much, billions of dollars to fund him in order to actualize Sharia. And that is exactly what Nigerian people are seeing today. So the only way forward for you and my mother's ancestral land is to go the way of Yugoslavia. If not, Marcel, I swear to you, they will implement it. No matter how long it's going to take them, they are going to implement it. Go the way of Yugoslavia, and everybody will be peaceful. Thank you.
Yeah, just the last question I want to ask you, sir. I know that you are close to the farm. Maybe you've got some work to do. Now, what is the step you've served? Like you are talking about Yugoslavia now, you have been there as a Nigerian soldier representing Nigeria in the UN peacekeeping in Yugoslavia. Then I don't know what you people went there to do, whether to stop them from fighting or whether to divide the country. I don't know. Maybe you explain to us better. But what I'm trying to say is that as Nigeria is now, many people are saying we need to divide. There will be partitioning. But what is the step you think that people should take? Like, what is the step towards this?
You see, the only step I see there is you and I, the way we are talking here today. That is the only way. Sensitization of our people to, to let them know that there is no hope in Nigeria as long as Islamic religion, is holding its way, especially in the northern Nigeria, is to at least do what these people did. Because you see, just like if somebody told you that evangelist Ezekiel Dauchama, the America will hear his voice. That will also tell you that when you cry and cry just like evangelist, Ezekiel cried, they will hear you, because it is evidential in that country that Christians are on the verge of being terminated. They told you the issue statement, and don't take their statement with levity. They told you convert to Islam or die, and go to those places, go to those areas that they are, buying and unleashing their mayhem. Check whether they are Muslim dominated areas. These are Christian major. Let me just say 97% of these communities are Christian dominated areas. If you hear that they attack a mosque, or they want to send a narrative to the world that, oh, it is not only Christians that are being killed, but their target is those people that they feel that don't belong, to their own religion. So the only way forward is for those that are concerned to begin to cry and let the world, those that make the decisions in this world, to understand that just like the Chinese, the Croatians spoke and shouted, and United Nations came in. That is the only thing. Without that, there will be no peace in that country. I swear to you, Master Coach. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Awimbo.
And for me to say this, let me say this before I go. Let me say this before I go.
All right.
Any Nigerian that is hoping for a new Nigeria, any Nigerian that is hoping for a new Nigeria is a mirage. It's a mirage. You see, the foundation of Nigeria, that 1999 constitution can never make you a Christian to be protected as long as Islam is involved in Nigeria.
And it's not only a Christian. And it's not only a Christian, sir. It's just like what I was telling people from the beginning of this program. This Yoruba traditional, people. There is a woman that was forced to convert to Islam, and she refused. They burned her houses, and the woman is crying out loud. Nobody is there to help her.
So go and see. I think in a lorry they ban the traditional. In a lorry they ban the Yoruba indigenous people, the traditionalists, from carrying out their isheshe, and that was exactly what their prophet. That was exactly how their prophet took the word to Medina. Those that worship idols, they took jihad on them, and eliminated the majority of them. Some of them ran into exile. So that's the template that is going to play in Nigeria. And they are setting their feet little by little, with Nigerian government and the 1999 constitution aiding them. If you go and listen to Obasanjo's address, he said 2000, when the Sharia incident started, that states have the right to practice their own law. But you have a section in the Nigerian constitution that bars every state from carrying out state religion. But the Nigerian government allowed them to introduce the tenet of Islam, which was the introduction of Sharia. So how do you want to tell me that these people will not get grant to do whatever they do? That is the reason why you see the spiral effects of the introductions of these tenets of Islam is what is happening. And for those of you that are here, I would like you to read this. If you want to see that Islam is not tolerant to you and me, go and read Quran chapter 9, verse 29. Quran, chapter 9, verse 29. I said it here before. I would like those of us that are watching to go and read and see what awaits you if you continue to see a new Nigeria where these terrorists are having stronghold on. Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
God bless.
All right, Mr. Wimbo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Wow, we have used 2 people's time for Mr. Wimbo, but that is a very, very great, very, very great insight to this topic. Mr. Max, you can unmute yourself. Good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Okocha. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and if you don't mind, you can on your video. Okay, exactly. That is what I was requesting. Okay, Mr. Max, we are talking about the forceful conversion of people in Nigeria. Now, this is not only Christians. Now, this is not limited to Christians. This is also Africa traditional spirituality, and even some Muslims who oppose to these people's idea are being dealt with. Like, I know of a imam, I have the record of that imam, what he preached. So he was saying that you should not make peace deal with Bello Tuji, and after 3 days, his mosque was burned. 30 persons were killed in his mosque. His mosque was razed down. So these people, like, there is nothing standing on their way. What do you have to say about all these things?
Okay, so first of all, Mr. Marcel, I want to say thank you for the channel, right? I just joined your channel like a couple of weeks back. It hasn't been so long.
Thank you, sir.
And I've been seeing your post, and I've noticed that you're talking about politics, but you recently started talking about Islamization of Nigeria. And I noticed that that's been a recent thesis of your videos. Now, the thing is, religion is key. For human development, religion is key. Like Nigerians are complaining about Islam, but like I'm currently in the United States, I'm in Arizona. Guess what? Islamization is also a problem here in the United States. If people are following the politics in the United States, if you go to Minnesota and see like with the Somalians, and you see the Islamic Brotherhood, there's a lot of groups that they've been designated as terrorist groups in the United States because of their Islam. They have they radicalize people. They radicalize young people in Yemen, in Saudi Arabia, in Afghanistan, and then they send these people here to the United States to push the Islamization and the radical agenda. This is what I want. This is what I want the viewers of this channel to do.
Okay.
Guys, we need to educate ourselves on Islam. A lot of people think, like I heard the first person, I think it was Hard Nuts, he came on the channel and he said, this is their ideology, and it's just their ideology. And it's not just an ideology. Understand that Islam is not just an ideology. Guys, it's a way of life. Like, these people plan to colonize everybody under Islam. All right? So, if you claim to be a Christian, a lot of people say, well, we are Christians. But you don't study your Bible and read what your Bible says. In your Bible, Jesus said that a time will come when people think that they are worshiping God. I forget what verse that is. He said, people will think that they are doing God a service by killing you. This is what the Islamists do today. They scream Allahu Akbar and they shoot and cut people's head off. This is the fulfillment of the Bible in live, like in real time today. We are seeing the Bible being fulfilled. So I want everyone to seek the truth. The truth is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the truth. Yes, Islam professes to believe in Jesus, but their Jesus is not the same Jesus that's in the Bible. All right? The only weapon against these people is the truth, the gospel. The very gospel that they hate in their Quran. I don't know if people have studied the Quran, but if you study the Quran, the gospel is called the Injil. If you ask a Muslim today, what is the gospel? What is the Injil that is mentioned in your Quran? They can't tell you what the Injil is. They cannot tell you what the gospel is. But they can tell you what the gospel is not. They can tell you that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is not the gospel. It's corrupted. But if you ask them what is the gospel, then they cannot tell you what is. How can you tell me that this is not Ofe Ogusi if you don't know what Ofe Ogusi is. That's an example I'm using for you. You have to know what Ofe Ogusi is and have tasted it to be able to tell me that, hey, yeah, this is not Ofe Ogusi or this is Ofukazi or something else, you know. So they don't know what the gospel is, but they know that our Bible, the New Testament is not the gospel. And in their Quran, it says that the Jews and the Christians...
What are we going to do?
Yes, sir, I'm listening.
In your own opinion, what are we going to do? What is required of us? The African traditional people that they are burning their houses, they are killing. The Christians that they are burning their churches, they are killing. And also, even some of Muslims who said that this idea of killing people is not good, and they are still being murdered. So what are we going to do?
Okay, so I listened to your video. You played Burna Boy talking about collateral damage, and you used the
exactly.
So the mosque that was bombed, the mosque is the collateral damage. That is the real example of collateral damage. They say that there is also Islamic Muslims dying and Muslims dead. Those are the example of collateral damage. The main target is Christians. Don't let's not mix it up. All right. What I want us to do is, Muhammad did not know about the internet. Do you understand? The internet is the #1 enemy of Islam today. Just like I joined your page, I'm in the United States. I don't know where you are based, but I joined your page and we're connecting today through the internet. This is our tool against this satanic agenda. Use the internet to spread the truth. What is the truth? The truth is Jesus Christ died on the cross. This is the gospel. It is proven fact. We have evidence for it. You can verify. You can go to, you can go to the Bible. You can go to, we have manuscript evidence to test if this is the truth. But this is what they deny in their Islam. Jesus was never crucified. Allah does not have a son. This is the key for Islam. You have to say Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. Allah is the only God. Allah does not have a son. You have to profess it. Jesus never died on the cross. You have to reject the gospel. So my advice to everyone is to use the internet to share the truth of the gospel, which is the opposite of Islam. Educate yourself on Islam.
Okay.
Educate yourself on the Quran.
Okay.
Read
another question. Okay. Another question before we exhaust your time is, just by sharing gospel, what else? Because a lot of persons will tell you that Israel is surviving today not because they were sharing the gospel of the Jews alone. They were fighting, they were protecting themselves. And I was even saying in one of my videos that one thing I like about US and their allies like US and like Israel and this is that if they perceive enemy or threat, they will not wait until that threat comes to them. They will go after that threat and destroy that threat. And that is why so many times people say that the US are invading places, US or Israel violate human rights. I'm not trying to argue those things, but I'm trying to tell you that what Israel sees, what America sees is if they see threats, go after that threat. Don't wait for the threat to come to your country. And I went further to explain that 9/11, 2001, right? What happened in US? That the people who carried out that thing, it was not planned in the US. If US had gone after, if US had gone after the threat, maybe it would not happen. I also explained a Nigerian person who went to Yemen to carry bomb, came to Nigeria. From Nigeria, traveled to Amsterdam. The person was going to Michigan and they caught him. Imagine he was able to go there and detonate this bomb. So US will not sit and fold their hands and saw threat in Nigeria, saw threat in Niger, or saw threat everywhere. You say they should not go and invade it because it's a foreign nation. Oh, foreign nation, for them to leave foreign nation or sovereign nation, so that America will be bombed. So what I'm trying to say, apart from sharing the gospel, what else shall we do?
That's a very good question. I don't know if you notice my background. If you look behind, you see my rifle. I have my rifle with my Igbo cap there. If you study the Bible, Jesus gave his disciples an instruction when he told them to go preach the gospel. He told them, I forget where in the gospel, but he told them to go and buy a sword. You know, he said, I previously sent you and you lack nothing, but this time now, if you don't have a sword, go and buy a sword. Whosoever does not have a sword, he said, sell your clothes and buy a sword. All right, so you need to protect yourself now to go and share the gospel. See, I'm not saying you should just allow people run up, just allow people just destroy us and kill us. And, the Bible says we are sheep for slaughter. But I'm saying, thank God for United States where I live. We have a Second Amendment here. You can protect yourself lethally with firearms. I have so many weapons in my house. This is what I hope that Nigerian government will eventually come to, where we can allow people to protect themselves and be able to protect their life and their family, instead of allowing them to just be an open target. Because you have one group that is armed, which is the Fulani, the bandit, you guys call them bandit, they're terrorists, the Islamic radical terrorists. They are armed. The government is arming them. The people that are sponsoring them are arming them. But they don't want to legislate for you as a Nigerian citizen to be able to arm yourself and protect yourself. So I'm hoping that we get to a point where we need to push for legislation to allow us to protect ourselves, just like in America. You can't just come with your gun and come and say, hey, convert to Islam or die. I'll shoot you. All right. And that's justified. That's me protecting myself. My Bible will justify it. All right. This is what I want us to use. Use the tools that we have. Go out there, advocate for legislations that allow us to be able to carry arms to protect ourselves. But it's a spiritual warfare ultimately. The gospel is the number one tool. Remember, the devil has already been defeated at the cross. We need to use the cross ultimately to defeat evil. This is just my perspective. Thank you so much, Mr.
All right.
Marcel.
Thank you so much, Mr. Max. I don't know whether Max is just your full name, but it's okay, Mr. Max. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And your words are inspiring and full of hope. And also, above all, I think the ultimate thing is map up defense, because this is all about colonization, invasion, and radicalism, trying to wipe out cultures and values of people. And this is not going to be forever. The worst thing it could bring is to lead to war. And this is a global war to say. And I think US is leading, this part, because China doesn't care. China will not allow you to practice religion in their country, but they don't care if you are dying. China don't care. They are just after business and money in other countries. Russia will not go after people who are causing all these troubles, but Russia will not allow it in their country. But the US, we always go after, these people in other countries. Why? Because they know that if anything affects in other countries, it will be directly affecting US, which is also an opposite religion to these extremists. Thank you so much, Mr. Max. I really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, Desmond, are you here? You can unmute yourself before we go to Mr. Christian.
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, sir.
All right, good evening, sir. Thanks for joining us. If you don't mind, can you on your video? But don't mind if you don't have.
Actually, I did, but there's no light here. It's
okay,
the kind of
no problem. Okay, from the beginning of this program, you saw the video I played. I don't know if you joined us, and a Yoruba woman. She's not a Christian. She's not a Muslim.
Hello, my wonderful people. As we have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.